What up, investors? We're going to be looking at another wonderful stock we own for the portfolio, which is AMD. They just reported today after the close. Everything looked great. The stock just kind of came down a little bit on some of the understandings and looking forth in the coming quarters, and this has a lot to do with on how AMD breaks down their numbers. So let's go ahead and start looking at the technical side of things, which I don't have in front of me. So we're just going to go here, detach this on the chart. Boom, there we go. So this is not AMD. Why does it keep on saving T stock? All right. Nice little beat. So AMD does not pay a dividend like the previous stock we just did, which was Apple. Again, AMD was up 147% last year compared to the overall S&P 500, which was like around 23%. So this has run up quite a bit. Basically trading on low as 19, and now it's $52. And it had the little gap down, as a lot of stocks did the previous 2 days, due to the overwhelming negative news out of China due to the coronavirus disease, or virus, not disease. It gapped down, held the 21, so the trend's still intact. Overall, the quarter was great. We're going to look at the fundamentals. It needs to stay above the 48.57 level to continue this beautiful uptrend that we see here. I feel like tomorrow morning things will be digested. Currently, we're trading at 48.32, so that's slightly below this, but I can feel a lot of people coming in and buying this just due to the fact of like AMD is going to be in PlayStation and Xbox next gen consoles. End of story, right? Like those are going to sound like gangbusters, right? This whole gaming market is just blowing up in good ways, and a lot of people coming into the market that are casual gamers, people that are hardcore gamers, all that kind of stuff. And AMD is going to have a huge share in that. Go ahead and looking at some of the understanding and fundamentals. So we're down nearly 4% in after hours trading, as you see here. This is around the 48 level. Nothing too terrible. It's kind of in line. Company expects the same amount of revenue moving forward. Again, it gives the overall data of its rival Intel. It's going to be a very important segment for AMD is the data center sales. So they have a particular chip. So chips in the CPUs or processors in a data center is going to be different than a console or like a gaming rig. It needs to process things slightly differently rather than working with a graphics card and trying to process and render out things. It's still very well important, but processing data center chips are more like enterprise grade enabled semiconductors. So they are going to have a high line of being able to take a lot of heat, can be worked around in various different environments. Most data centers are kept at like a 68 degree temperature, but these things are made to run 24/7, 365. So it's not going to be like your gaming rig at home. Like if you run it at 90%, 85% day in, day out, it's going to have wear and tear on it. But these are just designed for the long haul, for the very rough environment that it will be in the sense of workload. So AMD, again, we own this for the portfolio. We sold some puts in it long term in February, March, I believe. And we still are a believer in this stock. Again, like this is a great company. I know it ran up a lot last year. As you can see, 149%. I apologize. It's just going to be a great, strong quarter going forward. It is in the semiconductor business, so that, as everyone knows, is very seasonal. So usually after the holiday season, things kind of drop off. We can go to a longer time frame here. You can kind of see here after the holiday season, a lot of things just kind of slow down. But again, this just doesn't do a good representation on this, because things have been kind of hot, and the overall cycle with semiconductors are in a new generation, in the sense of the new consoles are coming out, the data centers are improving, updating their processing power, and AMD is going to be a huge part of it. So that being said, AMD is a great, fantastic stock moving forward. I would love to see this come back just a little bit more on the weekly chart. If it even like comes back to like the 44 level, it's without a doubt a very reasonable buy, and they beat very well on the earnings. It just has run up so much. People are honestly, I believe, my honest opinion is they're just taking profits here. And I wouldn't read too high in the headlines, because if you just do a Google search, I'll just pull this up when I came up here. You see, AMD slides as forecast, data center segment come in lower than expected. AMD stock drops, falls after short revenue projection. AMD sales fall short of estimates. Yeah, these are very broad headlines. They're trying to connect your here's a doom and gloom versus Infinity and Beyond. Like that is, get out of here, dude. That's just stupid. But that being said, it's so hard to not to read in between the lines and have the doom and gloom of how some of these news outlets react to it. It's again, if the stock drops tomorrow and you feel like you need to get out of it, that's totally up to you. But that if it comes in at a great price, it's something to get excited for myself about. I can see this coming down lower. As you can see, I have some price targets here at 44. If that breaks, I'm going to reevaluate it. If it comes down with like literally a red candle from tomorrow into the 44 level, that's concerning. I don't want to buy anything down on a very sharp red candle. As you can see, like on this candle, I blew that up too much. On this candle right here, that is something I do not want to touch, especially after earnings. Would want to wait 2 or 3 days after the fact of a huge candle down like that, let things settle, and then I want to buy. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave me your comments down below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Again, this is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.